Memorial Stadium in Columbia, where a new #1 has entered the fray. Tonight, #1 Oklahoma enters homecoming territory on Missouri Tiger turf. Two undefeated teams going head-to-head in a matchup of Big 12 division leaders. And just a short time ago, the rain began falling here in Columbia, but that has not dampened the enthusiasm of this homecoming crowd. They've been dominated through the years by Oklahoma. They're determined tonight to do something about it. Welcome, everybody, with Kirkhardt Street. I'm Brent Musburger. Thanks for dropping by. OU, what a star-studded offense, Herbie.
Well, Brent, we've been talking about this team all year, but really now they're center stage, being ranked #1 in the BCS standings, and they have the firepower. Really, it starts with their quarterback. This is a chance for, I think, Landry Jones to take ownership of this football team and show the OU fans it is his team and his offense, and he's got a supporting cast. Demarco Murray, in my mind, the most versatile tailback in the country, and I think Ryan Broyles has established himself as the premier wide receiver, and Blitnikoff favorite to be the top receiver in the country, so they've got to get them both on track to be able to win this game on the road.
Now, Missouri has pretty talented quarterback, too, junior Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah, Blaine Gabbert's healthy. Last year, you and I called his game against Texas. He had an ankle that he was battling through. Now that he's healthy, he's got the goods to be able to make every throw on the field, but to me tonight, it's about, can his offensive line give him time to throw? Can his receivers beat the talented Oklahoma secondary and linebackers in man coverage? If they give him help, Gabbert can make the throws.
The question, will we be looking for a new #1 after this game? We'll find out. The Oklahoma Sooners, favored by a field goal, pour onto the field here in Columbia, Missouri, wearing their traveling white. Early in the week, Bob Stoops was downplaying being #1 in the BCS, but last night he said, you know, last year they didn't talk about us being #1 in anything. We're kind of enjoying returning to that lofty perch. Here come the Missouri Tigers. Weather is going to be a factor here tonight, but forget about the rain. It's going to be the wind, and in this stadium it swirls. You would think when you watch the top of the stadium that it is blowing to the left, but you go down below and it'll come in the other direction. Now, Herbie told you that Demarco Murray is one of the most versatile players in college football, but he has been slowed by injuries. And then Aaron Andrews, he was nicked again in pregame warm-ups. What's the story?
That's right, Brent. During pregame, we saw Murray actually slice his hand open. He left the field several stitches. He came back on the field for warm-ups, and he had his ring finger and his pinky taped together. But as Oklahoma just ran out of the tunnel, he took the tape off. I talked to Demarco on the field. I talked to Bob Stoops on the field. They both said he's fine and he's ready to go. Of course, that hand is the one he carries the ball in, Brent. But if you're watching College Game Day, you saw that Demarco Murray likes to train MMA style. So the Ultimate Fighter is fine and ready to go.
Indeed, he appears ready to go down there. And Missouri will go on offense first against Bob Stoops and the Sooners. Gary Pinkel on the other side has a true freshman, Marcus Murphy, back deep to return this kickoff. But he's a Texas youngster out of DeSoto, Texas. So settle back, everybody. Patrick O'Hara will have the ball on the tee. And the two unbeatens in the Big 12 Conference will go at it here in Missouri. Low kickoff fielded by a short man on the 14-yard line. And that's McGaffey breaking free, has a seam and a crease. The kicker can't trip him up. Headed for the end zone. Will it be back-to-back weeks? Yes. A week ago, it was the Wisconsin Badgers. Tonight, it is the Missouri Tigers. 86 yards for a touchdown. John McGaffey, a sophomore from Galena Park, Texas, returns it for a touchdown. The extra point is tacked on. Grant Russell makes it a 7-0 shocker here.
Brent, you called it. Just like last week, we got settled into Madison, and they had the big touchdown return by Gilreath. And now, what great blocking. Amazing blocking to set up the seam. and all of a sudden, Missouri gets exactly what they need to get this fan base and themselves to believe that this time it can be different against the mighty Sooners. McGaffey, though, a lot of instincts. Sure, there are some great blocks, but his speed and instincts to find that seam, and then the rest, of course, is just the speed in the. Wow, did the Tigers need that to start this game? Something, I mean, we just show up and opening kickoff. Wow.
What a way to start your homecoming game. And Demarco Murray. Demarco Murray has gone in, and he is back deep. He's gained more than 1,000 yards as a return man. It'll take a bounce, and here comes into the end zone now. And in the college game, once it crosses that plane, it's a touchback. In the NFL, you've got to go back and settle on it. That's a live ball in the NFL. So here comes Landry Jones, the 6'4" sophomore from Artesia, New Mexico.
Brent, you can see that he's coming off a great week last week, and talk to the coaches. It seems that he's starting to come into his own, making good decisions, has the size at 6'4". I think stepping in for Sam Bradford last year allowed him to get the reps. You know, he threw for over 3,000 yards, and now becoming more of a veteran in his second year as a starter, only a sophomore.
The pistol formation, the quarterback 4 yards behind the center, and directly behind him, Demarco Murray. They throw out of it to Broyles, and he is out of bounds after a gain of about 4 yards, run out on that far sideline. Broyles had a wonderful game a week ago against Iowa State. 15 catches, 13 of them coming in the first half for 165 yards. And that no huddle, up-tempo, 2nd and 6. Play action fake to Murray, and Jones fires incomplete, and Broyles was well covered that time. Jacquez Smith.
The speed of Missouri has been the strength of this defense all year long. They've been putting pressure on quarterbacks. They have 20 sacks. Let's see if they can get pressure here on 3rd down.
Quick snap. Landry Jones is going to get taken down. Behind the line is Kevin Rutland, the senior from Houston, Texas. So a whole lot of Texans are making impacts here for Missouri early.
How about Dave Steckel, the defensive coordinator, mixing up a little bit of zone pressure, bringing the corner, really the nickel back, who's lined up close to the edge of the line of scrimmage, and he just goes right around the left tackle, Donald Stevenson. Stevenson waiting for the defensive end. The defensive end drops into coverage, and the speed of Rutland goes right around him.
That's Carl Geddes, number 19, back deep for the Tigers. Not a good punt. Fair catch. A safe fumble. Loose ball. Oklahoma recovers it. The evening's first turnover, and Geddes couldn't hang on to the fair catch.
Brent, you and Aaron Andrews both talking about the wind early in this football game. Watch Geddes. The ball takes a little bit of an odd turn in the air. I think the wind affected that football quite a bit. Geddes could not field it. You're talking about a veteran, a guy that's been a 4-year starter, been around a lot. Could handle that punt. Oklahoma takes advantage of it.
So we'll see what the Sooners can do. They're in Tiger territory. When you come back, they'll start from the 45. How many times have we seen the long field uncovered? And it was James Winchester who recovered that fumble, giving Landry Jones and the Sooners a 1st and 10 after going 3 and out. They flash a screen to Broyles, and Broyles this time picks up 9 yards on 1st down, and that puts him in great striking position.
Yeah, absolutely. And everything that Kevin Wilson as a play caller does is he tries to get Ryan Broyles involved early. Simple passes to get him the ball in space.
They come back to him again on the other side on that flanker screen, and he's at the 30-yard line now before Getchkar makes the stop for Mizzou.
He came into this game with 61 receptions. Even when you know he's going to get it, they do a great job of moving him around, and with the tempo that Oklahoma likes to use offensively, sometimes it's tough to locate him.
Broyles, the junior out of Norman. He's now to the left side of the formation as they move him back and forth. Now Demarco Murray pounds right straight ahead. Stop was made by Will Ebner, the junior linebacker. He too is from Texas, number 32 from Missouri.
This tempo that Oklahoma made so famous with Sam Bradford and company a couple years ago, starting to see Landry Jones and this offensive line build the continuity to get more and more comfortable with the pace of it.
Cameron Kinney is number 6, Herbie, down to the left. Play action Jones. Wide open on that far side, diving for the end zone. Touchdown, Kenny Stills, the freshman from Southern California. 27 yards after the turnover.
That's exactly what this hurry-up offense can do to a defense. They prepare all week. They think they have it ready. Here's the effort from the freshman diving for the pylon. Definitely gets in and scores the touchdown. But Brent, you get the defense where they either make a miscommunication or they're not prepared. They're back on their heels. That time a miscommunication in the secondary, and the quarterback Jones is able to find a wide-open wide receiver.
Jimmy Stevens for the extra point. And we are tied at 7. If you just turned on your television set, we've had a kickoff return for a score, a turnover, and now Oklahoma scores for the first time. Wouldn't be a Mizzou football game without a slice or a pie from Shakespeare. Well, we see what Oklahoma's coverage team could do this time. And then that's one way. So on the touchback, it'll come to the 20. Second down and 15. Gabbert steps up. Incomplete. I think the crowd thought there was interference.
I think the fans wanted interference. Ball was pretty high and really didn't have a chance of making a play on it. You know, this Oklahoma secondary has been prone to giving up some big plays. It's something that they've struggled with. They've allowed a Big 12 worst 32 plays of 20 yards or more, and I think sometimes they're so aggressive that they get themselves out of position, and I think some of the double moves that Missouri has in their arsenal is something that they'll try to go after that youth that you're talking about with Jefferson and company.
Maybe let's see what they come up here on. Needing 15 now. Beal is picked up, fires, incomplete. He had a target in the middle. Beal was trying to get there, number 44, an All-American defensive end. Agnew was the target.
Yeah, and Agnew on one side and Mo on the other has been successful, and Beal's one of the top defensive ends as far as getting pressure on a quarterback. Has enough time. That's 2 throws in a row that Gabbert, maybe a little bit excited, puts a little bit extra on the ball, and the ball sails.
It was Jason Palmgren battling him that time. Matt Gravener, the senior from Alton, Illinois, finally earned a chance to punt for the Tigers this year, and he's done very well. It's that rugby style. And it'll roll down close to the 20-yard line. So Landry Jones is back in, and now Roy Finch, speaking of freshmen. Here is number 22 for the Sooners. Jones fires in underneath. And that's Brandon Caleb, the veteran from Richmond, Virginia. Number 8 making his first grab of the night.
You know, with DeJuan Miller being out, they're going to need Caleb and Cameron Kinney and the rest of these receivers to help out. Not just Kenny Stills and Ryan Broyles. They need more receivers to give this quarterback, Landry Jones, more options to be able to make plays.
Demarco Murray is now a wide receiver. But they come back with Finch. And here's Finch. He's got the sideline. He has a burst. There is your Sooner running back of the future right there.
This kid's a freak of nature. He's out of Niceville, Florida. You can see he gets to the edge. And when you give Finch at 5'8", 190 the edge because of his speed and quickness, he's going to get upfield. And this guy, he's explosive. Every time he touches the ball, he's got a chance to make a play. 17 yards for Finch. Jones now, and that's Demarco Murray, his first catch coming out of the backfield. Demarco Murray is the first Oklahoma player to have more than 1,000 yards rushing, receiving, and returning. And there's the versatility you talked about. They're lining up out at wide receiver this entire drive with Finch in the backfield.
He's out to the left now, and they come back with Finch. What a burst. Ran away from the first defender.
He's got the burst, and he also has that low center of gravity. He's a powerful man for being just a true freshman. And one thing Oklahoma always wants to do with their backs is be able to get them to the perimeter. You can see he lowers that shoulder. He's dialing up Kevin Rutland, the senior, not backing down at all.
2nd and 2, and Landry Jones over the middle. Demarco Murray was stumbling as he reached the 10-yard line. And he is down right there. And the Sooners, who once trailed in this game, right after the opening kickoff, 14 seconds into this game, they were behind. They've tied it after a turnover. And now they're threatening to go ahead. Intercepted. A horrendous screen. Holden Smith has got it. And he's got speed. Somebody's got Jones, but from behind, he is run down by Kenny Stills.
Brent, all year, Missouri's defense in the red zone has been one of the best in the country. Alden Smith showing, of course, being one of their best pass rushers, as if he's going to bring the pressure, and he drops back. It's a great call and great instincts by Smith. Looks like a basketball player there, getting a rebound in the low post, but does a good job of being able to make the catch. And how about the speed by the big fella in the open field? That is the 3rd red zone interception by Missouri this year.
They're glad to have number 85 back on the field. He's been sidelined by an injury. And on 1st down, they flash to the outside. Josie, a freshman, has 9 yards.
Now you can see what the Missouri coaches talk about when they talk about Henry Josie. True freshman in there. Chance for them to show a true freshman what he can do. He continues to get better and more of a complete back. He's played a lot of football this year. That time catching the ball out of the backfield. And this is where you set up Gabbert in this offense in really good position, 2nd and short.
Devin Moore checks back in. He's alongside the quarterback, and now they bring Josie through and hand it on that jet end around, and he picks up a 1st down. So, Herbie, I don't think we have mentioned freshmen as many times as we have done any game we've done this year.
Not at all. Not at all. They are all over the field, and this goes to show you how important it is to try to locate some guys that can fit into your system who've got the speed to be able to not just provide depth, but look at Josie. I mean, in this offense, you've got to be able to play receiver too, kind of doing what Demarco Murray is doing, lining up at this time at the top of your screen, trying to see if maybe he can beat some one-on-one coverage.
Gabbert with the field spread. 4 wide to the left on this 1st down. Standing tall, fires end zone, incomplete. Jackson, the intended target.
When this offense is going to stretch you from sideline to sideline, you've got to be able to hold up in one-on-one coverage. And Fleming, who's coming off an ankle, he's missed a few games. Probably their best cover corner. He's got to be able to hold up on one side. Hurst has to be able to hold up on the other. One thing Gabbert does with the amount of time that he has to throw the football is he's going to find a matchup that he likes, and that time he's almost able to hit Jackson for the touchdown.
Gabbert's got a fastball, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The top of the screen there. Kind of a funky formation here by Missouri.
He was a very fine baseball player, has given that up, and the Sunday boys will take a look at him. Beautiful to Agnew. Hit him just where he wanted it on the move. That is a perfectly thrown pass.
Well, there's the touch. He's got the fastball the play before, and here's the touch. A little fake to that formation, and then just tries to get it back to Agnew, who's become one of his top receivers this year. 6'5", 235, very tall and athletic. You know, he long jumped 25 in high school. Gives you an idea of how athletic he is.
Indeed. As the first quarter comes to an end. Good one in Columbia. And Aaron Andrews, I'm Brent Musburger. We welcome you back. Homecoming weekend, Columbia, Missouri. This is the school that claims that it founded homecoming. And they've got a big one here. Oklahoma in town. Tied at 7. Turnover now. And the Tigers are threatening as we start the 2nd quarter. 3rd down and 2. Handing off, trying to get the corner. They do for a 1st down. And that's Josie again. 1st down and goal.
Boy, Josie has a different gear, Brent, and they're going to spread you out all over the field with 5 receivers. Josie comes into motion, diving here to try to get to the end zone and see if he scored. I don't know if they're going to take another look at that one or not. I don't know if he stepped out of bounds.
So even though it is 1st and goal, Gabbert will not line up under center. This is the Missouri attack. And they run it in for the touchdown with Devin Moore, the junior from St. Louis. So both teams have now converted turnovers into touchdowns.
Line up in an empty backfield, as you said, and then they use the motion as just picking up momentum to just hand it to Moore and just let him take his chances coming downhill.
Grant Russell tacks on the extra point.
Missouri 14.
The home team leads it by 7 again. Back in Columbia, Missouri 14, Oklahoma 7. And Roy Finch, the freshman, has been sent back as a return man here for the Sooners. Deep in the end zone, he'll take a knee. It'll come out on the 20, Irving.
Well, Missouri, obviously, it's a quick touchdown, but it's interesting to see the way their offensive linemen are handling things up front. They're going to bring both the left guard, Palgren, and Fisher, the left tackle, around to just lead Moore through there. Moore picked up the momentum when he came in motion, but look at the blocking up front from Missouri. They're winning the battle. This is inside the 5-yard line. When this is like, who's tougher? Is Oklahoma's defensive line or Missouri's offensive line going to win that battle? And the Tigers right now, as we've been talking about, holding up on both sides of the football in the trenches. That's something we've not seen when they played Oklahoma in the past.
85 is back. Ryan Broyles has returned. Tape on the left ankle. They'll come with Demarco Murray on a running play on first down. They gain 9 yards on first down.
Talk about Broyles coming back. You get Murray back into the backfield, and this is one of the first times we've seen Murray have some room to run with some good blocking up front.
Quickly they get to him for a first down. He's still on his feet.
With Broyles coming back, Brent, you wonder, it's one thing to have him back, but how effective can he be? I mean, he is such a big part of this offense. Clearly, Landry Jones is go-to guy. Early, the first few series before the injury, seems like they were throwing every pass to him.
Gonna go again, gonna go deep. And good coverage on the freshman that time. Couldn't do much against Kip Edwards. He was on stills.
That previous play, boy, it was interesting to see Broyles, who's been battling through that ankle, matched up on a big third down. Landry Jones had time to make the throw, and boy, Broyles pulled away from Rutland to show he still has the juice.
On 2nd and 10, here is Broyles again. Out of bounds around the 45-yard line. Third down coming up for the Sooners.
6th catch tonight for Ryan Broyles. And I think Landry Jones, one thing that he has to be careful of, and it's worked out for him most of the year, is getting the ball out to Broyles. But one-on-one coverage, Broyles, whether he's out on the inside in the slot or out to the outside, he's finding matchups that he's winning. He can't lock into him.
Snaps it off for the first down and then some. Cameron Kenny, the senior from Georgia. With DeJuan Miller lost, Herbie, he now steps into that role, and the coaches are very confident in his ability.
Yeah, he makes a big catch here on third down, and a good read there by Landry Jones.
Come back with Demarco Murray on first down. Keep the pressure on the defense. Don't give them a chance to catch their breath.
If they get a first down, you better believe that next play is coming out at about 5 or 6 seconds. They get lined up quick.
Because they were close to the Missouri sideline on that left hash, the defense could substitute. There was room to get it done. 2nd down and 9. Landry Jones incomplete, and now it will be 3rd down, and there's a penalty flag, so hang on. That was Kenny. Harrison.
Kip Edwards, the corner, came in there as well and got involved in holding on to the receiver, the intended receiver, Kenny.
Number 1 in the defense. Spot foul. It is first down.
And of course is Edwards.
Yeah, Kip Edwards gets locked up and definitely comes over the back of Kenny. And you know, he had either receiver open that time. Kenny on the outside, and also had Ryan Broyles to the inside. But Brent, This is a long drive. This is about the 9th play of this drive. The Missouri defense against the tempo, hands on their hips, trying to come up with another turnover in the red zone.
Demarco flares. Picks up a block, and he is thrown out of bounds. That time it was Harrison. Got him out of bounds. Missouri's red zone defense has been outstanding so far this year.
They've given up some yards throughout the year, but the big difference is they're not allowing people to score touchdowns. Dave Steckel doing a great job this year with his defense.
We go out to Stills. And Stills. Harrison coming up from the safety position and making the tackle. Now here's your 3rd down again, short of the 10-yard line. Oklahoma down 7. Demarco Murray, and I don't think he got it. Decision time for Stoops and OU.
Demarco Murray, the ball carrier for Oklahoma.
He's down 7 now. Does he settle for a field goal with Jimmy Stevens here, or a field goal attempt?
You know Bob Stoops, he's going to go for it.
Doesn't even hesitate. Didn't even look down the sideline. Here we go. Millard remembers the lead fullback. They can hand directly to him, which they do, and he bangs toward that marker. Depends on the spot now in the measurement. It is very close. That's how much they like this freshman.
On the tackle for
it is very close. If he gets to 4th down and short, this offense has had so much success this year in 3rd and short. They're 4th in the country at converting in 3rd and 1 or 2. And this time they get it done on 4th down. And you're right, Malone, they treat almost as a junior or senior. They're very impressed with the poise of the true freshman.
On 1st and goal, the check back to Kevin. Demarco Murray right alongside. He's got him on the flare. And he is out of bounds around the 5-yard line on that completion.
I think people underestimate not just the versatility of Murray, but how physical he can be. I think this offseason he finally had a chance to get stronger. And I think he's run different. He's definitely lowering his shoulder more and trying to run through tackles.
Going to try him again. Walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma. An extra point away from tying Missouri here in Columbia. So he adds to his OU touchdown record. Has passed the great Steve Owens with all-time Oklahoma touchdown. Did that last week against Iowa State when he scored 3 times. And here he is picking up one here tonight. Stevens. John Nimmo grabs it and puts it down. Nice job of holding that time. And we are deadlocked. Watch Bob Stoops' reaction.
This time Landry Jones on a touchdown. Got a freshman linebacker isolated one-on-one with Demarco Murray. He just does not have the speed to be able to get out there and be able to make this play. Sitting back, you can see Murray's able to get to the corner, a little casual with that touchdown, but one-on-one, get to the outside. That is pitching and catch, and a little easily gets to the corner for that touchdown for the Sooners.
Ball on the tee. And fielded at the 21-yard line by Henry Josie. And Josie with a strong return. All right, Herbie, name the 4 Oklahoma legends.
All right, I got to say Billy Sims.
Perfect.
Steve Owens.
Perfect.
Now I'm guessing. Demarco Murray.
No.
How about Marcus Dupree?
No, but that's a good get. One you should get.
Missouri takes over.
One you should get. One more of the two you should get. Here they are. Billy Sims, Joe Washington, Adrian Peterson. That's interesting. And Steve Owens. You know, that's the one that I think everybody, and it's interesting, people I've asked, they think, did Adrian do that for you, pro? And here we go again now. Speaking of running backs, here's Henry Josie. He's impressive tonight, buddy. Go ahead.
Yeah, he is impressive. I'm going back. You think about Adrian Peterson, you think about a few injuries slowed him down, didn't play a full career, went off to the league, and you just kind of think, can he get to 4,000 yards?
I think there's only 3 Buckeyes who've got it. We have to check that out. 4 is an enormous number of running backs who have reached that. It goes back and tells you historically how great the Oklahoma football
Marcus
program
Dupree
has been.
would have, but he had the injury.
Exactly. First down and 10. And hand off to the inside to that running back, and nothing doing for Josie that time.
Yeah, again, the mesh point here on this zone read by Gabbert. I think the last time it was with Moore where they just couldn't quite get things taken care of, and this time, you know, good penetration, and that's one way you're able to stop the zone read is just win the battle up front and be able to get to the quarterback. But second time we've seen Gabbert and his running back kind of pulling back and forth with the football.
Second down and 13. Gabbert steps away from the pressure, hums it down the middle. Got Jackson again at the 30-yard line. First down and 10 on a very well-thrown fastball.
And this play took some time to develop. Another good job up front. And look how Jackson, I think there's a little misunderstanding and some confusion by Missouri and the receivers. Jackson ends up separating from his own receiver, T.J. Moe, and the defender that was with Moe, but he does a good job, and Gabbert held on just long enough to make the throw.
16 more yards for Gabbert. From the 30, quick pitch to the outside, basically part of the running game right here. And Michael Agnew, who has been very quiet. They list him as a tight end, but he never lines up in a traditional tight end position. He will always be flexed off the line. He is a former wide receiver. Herbie's already talked about his athletic ability.
Think about the tight ends that they have had over the years come through this program. We were with Wisconsin last week. They've had some great tight ends. Nice to see these offenses utilize a mismatch sometimes when you have a big, tall receiver that develops into a tight end who can block as well.
And you go way back, and there were none better than Keller Winslow. Gabbert bobbles it, picks it up, and goes down. Doesn't try to do too much in that situation. Jeremy Beal quickly in on top of him for the Sooners.
One of the few mistakes that we've seen here from Missouri, the snap way to the left, and Gabbert tried to just put the left hand out there to bring it in. And all of a sudden, we get to talk about Jeremy Beal. You know, with Jeremy Beal on one side and Frank Alexander on the other, you'd think that they'd be in the backfield all night against Missouri. And even though the Missouri likes to get the ball out fast, still Oklahoma's got to do a better job of getting pressure on Blaine Gabbert. They got to disrupt his timing.
At 8:15 tomorrow night, the top rankings got him on the break. Here's Jackson close to the 10-yard line, and I can hear the fans in Eugene cheering that completion.
Well, this is a mismatch right here. I mean, watch Jackson, little move. Second time he's given Lewis that little move to the outside and then back to the inside. And he and Gabbert have hit that 2 or 3 times where they just little move to the outside, back to the inside. Gabbert's in rhythm, fires it to him, and Jackson's having a big night for Missouri.
Yeah, that's 25 yards now on a 3rd and 17. Coming down now to 40 seconds. Mizzou with a couple of timeouts. There's that pitch to the outside. Agnew. And Agnew across the 10-yard line here. We watch that clock coming down, deadlocked here near the end of the first half.
Going to use one of their timeouts here, Brent.
And that'll save them 1 remaining, right? And that's their second timeout.
Missouri calls its second charge timeout of the half.
Missouri hoping to pop up into the battle in all the discussion about Glendale and the championship. Here's Gabbert under pressure, penalty flag. This could be holding. The referee has it. Gabbert barges into the end zone, and just short of it, it's going to be marked. But there was a flag thrown by the referee, and there might be holding right back here. Let's see.
Holding.
Yep.
Number 71 of the offense. 10 yards from the previous spot.
That's Palmgren.
Second down.
Well, he has time initially. Left guard going up and trying to be able to hold up against this big talented group of defensive linemen, but You know, Brent, when you were back there and you're waiting for receivers to open up, it takes a little bit of time. They start to get penetration. You step up, and a lot of times those offensive linemen just hold on for dear life to try to keep the defense away from you.
Now, they have to be careful here. They don't want to miss a field goal opportunity. Got to get that timeout. Clock is coming down. 2 seconds, 1 second, they got it. Agnew is down, and they almost missed an opportunity here for a field goal. As Russell comes out, he's kicked 10 consecutive. Watch the clock tick away here, Herbie. It was very close.
The offensive penalty may have caught Gabbert off guard. You know, the clock continued once the penalty was called and the ball was set. They started that play clock, and the game clock went with it. And I think it may have surprised Missouri, and it may have surprised Blaine Gabbert. They were fortunate to get this 1 second. That's what Bob Stoops is arguing about. He thought that 1 second ticked off.
Grant Russell, a junior, he's kicked 36 of 38 field goal attempts. He's 10 of 11 this year. He's also kicked a 50-yarder. So you do not want to deny this young man an opportunity to give you the lead going in at halftime. That would have been a timing mistake on the part of Missouri. Well, here we go. Get off my soapbox.
There you go.
Get on with it here. Here's Russell. Got it. Missouri takes the lead at the intermission.
Oklahoma gets the ball to start the second half.
Missouri 17, Oklahoma 14.
Good first half for Missouri.
It was.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's check in with Aaron now.
Coach, getting pressure on Blaine Gabbert. It seems like he's been able to be in a rhythm for most of the first half. How do you do it in a second?
Yeah, we haven't been able to get to him. The guys up front in our four-man rush need to get with them, but in the end, we couldn't make bigger mistakes. We got 2 major turnovers in the red zone and a kickoff return for a touchdown, and we're only down 3.
How will you address those big turnovers in the red zone with your guys?
Got to take care of the football. It's not that hard.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Aaron. Thank you very much. Well, let's send it to the Times Square studio. Big John Saunders and smooth Jesse Palmer, the Capital One halftime report. Take it away, John. And for the 3rd straight week, a #1 ranked team is under fire. Oklahoma trailing Missouri 17-14. Now, can Missouri hold up against this Oklahoma talent? Do they have enough to take it deep into the 4th quarter?
If you're Missouri, what you're telling your team is, listen, Oklahoma has not played a 4-quarter game all year. They've been outscored 51-24 in the 4th quarter. You're thinking, guys, let's take the fight to this Oklahoma team. Forget about the rankings. We're at home. We're outplaying them with our own offense. Let's not give up to these guys.
Oklahoma gets the ball to start the second half, down by a field goal. Russell puts it in the air. Short man at the 15-yard line as Madu brings it up, and we take a look at the Pacific Life game summary for the first half, and we will compare our 2 quarterbacks right here, and I suppose the difference is rather obvious there.
Yeah, the difference to us, we were talking before we came on, having a Demarco Murray, having some of the freshmen that Landry Jones has to work with. Ryan Broyles is why he's able to make a short throw, and it comes up and gives him big yards because of their ability to make plays after the catch.
Jones swings it to Demarco Murray, picks up a yard. And Aaron, what did Coach Pinkel say about his defense as Ebner makes that stop?
Hey, we go. He said he's not too happy with the way his D is handling this tempo. Get set quicker, get the calls in quicker.
And here's Landry Jones. Go ahead, Aaron.
Get your calls in quicker. Let's go, Aaron.
Come on, here he comes.
Offense is
also,
moving.
guys, turnover battle. Very happy about that. They won that. Not happy about the flags. The motto for the defense, smell the perfume, but do not swallow it. It may kill you. They want to finish this out, guys.
It's dangerous perfume.
No doubt.
3rd down and 9.
Well, Stills has made some big plays for these guys on 3rd down. Top of the screen.
Incomplete. So it is 3 and out to start the second half.
And James Hanna had the opening that he needed to be able to make this play and pick up the first down. Good job of settling down right in the hole of the zone of Missouri's defense on 3rd down. Ball's a little bit high, but of course he's got to be able to hold on to that football and make that catch for a first down.
So Tressway back to punt again, and here is Geddes. Geddes bobbled a fair catch on the first punt of the night, and that led to the Sooners' tying touchdown. And Geddes being driven back, and looks like he stepped out of bounds. Yeah, right there. Rain is coming down about as hard as it's fallen all night. First down and 10 for Gabbert and the Tigers. Stands in, and about 6 yards on that first down pass to Wes Kemp. He's a junior from St. Louis, Missouri. One of the things the coaches like about Kemp, Harvey, as you know, he's a very, very good downfield blocker. When they flash that screen, as they frequently do, he leads the way.
Yeah, 6'4", 220. It was good to see him get on board, making some big plays, receiving the ball. 10 catches last week against Texas A&M.
Second and 6. Gabbert again looking downfield, fires middle, wide open, and frequently tonight he has been able to go into the middle, and that is another 19-yard gain, and he hits Wes Kemp. Let's get the referee's call first.
Personal foul. Number 20 is the defense.
The aggressive one.
Good throw. You talked about the middle of the defense, right behind the linebacker. Watch Carter come in.
Oh, yes.
Lowers the head, crown of the helmet, right into a defenseless receiver. It's been talked about a lot this week, and that's a classic example of why it's being called.
Yeah, you've got to call that play and protect these youngsters and the pros on Sunday. And here's Josie, the freshman. And they're right down to that red zone.
This drive, and I don't know if it's going to end up in a field goal attempt or a touchdown, but this is exactly how to attack Oklahoma. Spreading them out from sideline to sideline, mixing in the run to make those linebackers have to come up and support that, and then going a little play action right behind the linebackers to be able to make a little bit of a cat and mouse game with the linebackers of Oklahoma.
Well, all this talk about one bubble screen after another, but Gabbert has been able to attack this secondary down the field a couple of times right in the middle, and he comes back there again, and it is a catch by Marcus Lucas, a freshman from Liberty, Missouri, his first catch of the night. And Herbie, they have definitely found something to attack in the middle.
Yeah, he's 8 of 10 now when he's decided to try to go to the middle. And how about another true freshman? We've talked so much. Lucas with a pretty good effort there. Ball's thrown behind him, not only behind him, but low. He makes a heck of a catch there for his first catch, or second catch of his career.
With the rain falling, again, I want to apologize for some of the audio difficulties that we're having here in Columbia. First down and goal. They come back with a running play, and that's Josie, the freshman.
Number 41, Josie, the ball carrier.
This Oklahoma defense, one thing that they do not seem to have is a stout defensive line. The guys, especially in the middle, they've got great speed on the edge with Beal and Alexander. But in these kind of situations, can the guys in the middle, along with the linebackers, hold up and be physical at the point of attack?
Second down and goal. Only 2 down defensive linemen that time as they slip it outside to Devin Moore.
Pretty good play on the outside. We talked about Coleman when he had the pass interference. This time he just is able to get right by Jarrell Jackson. And submarine Moore trying to get to the outside. That was a great play by the freshman.
So here's your third and goal from the 13. Remember, it started at their own 20 after Oklahoma missed that field goal and a rain coming down. And Gabbert pulls back. Going to drop a screen off. And that's Devin Moore. And this will bring the field goal unit onto the field. Here comes Russell.
Well, Corey Nelson's speed that time brought that play down. Used him as a spy on third down because of his speed. He just follows the eyes of the quarterback there to make that play.
30-yard field goal attempt for number 95, Grant Russell.
He put the Tigers ahead on the last play of the first half. This a 30-yarder. curls it in. Up by 6. Only 34 points have been scored in the wind and the rain in Columbia. Here tonight, unbeaten Oklahoma and Missouri, with Mizzou leading on the strength of 2 field goals. With 6.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter, with the rain coming down in Columbia. It is fielded at the 15-yard line by the young fullback, Millard. And here is the freshman Finch. In is the I-back out of the pistol formation for Oklahoma. And they flare it to him on this near side, and he picks up 8 yards.
He is a good-looking back as a freshman to go along with Demarco Murray. And Brent, it's amazing to think past the halfway point in the third quarter, despite the opening kickoff return for a touchdown for Missouri, the 2 turnovers inside the red zone, a missed field goal, the injuries, Oklahoma still within 1 possession of potentially taking the lead despite all that.
Jones changes it up at the line, trying to be heard. Now he steps up under center, and he'll hand it off to the freshman for the first down.
Well, he does have a different gear back there. The coaches have talked about that. We saw it last week against Iowa State. It's a different environment than Iowa State, where they're up by 40 or 50 points. He's getting a taste of what it's really like to be a team that's ranked number 1 in the BCS standings, on the road, down the second half, rain. He's holding up very well.
Their version of the screen to Broyles. Out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Gatchker was over there defensively. There is number 6, very active defensive player for Coach Steckel. You talked about the new speed-based defense that Missouri has developed, and they have shown that here tonight. Here they are, Herbie, with a 2nd and 7. They go empty. Now the middle, and there is Broyles. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Jackson makes the stop.
Well, Missouri brought pressure from the other side, and I'll tell you what, the offensive line did a good job of communicating, picking up the look. The defensive line slanted from the offense's right to the left. They brought a corner blitz from the right, picked everything up, gave Landry Jones the time, and he picked apart the one-on-one coverage, found his favorite target, Ryan Broyles.
The handoff to Finch, slides through the right side, breaks back to daylight. What a future. To the 28-yard line.
Brett, wouldn't you agree? Watching these smaller tailbacks, it's almost become the new trend. Guys like LaMichael James out at Oregon, these guys fit into these spread offenses so well, they almost hide behind the line, and then they get through before you know they're even there.
Murray motions out, play fake. Goes far side, end zone, incomplete. Overthrew Kenny Stills.
Sooners have been down in the red zone 4 times tonight, and only successful once. They had the missed field goal. They've had 2 turnovers and then the touchdown. See what kind of adjustments that Kevin Wilson, the offensive coordinator for Oklahoma, tries to make here, and see if he can isolate one of his receivers or maybe Murray out of the backfield against the coverage from Missouri.
All right, the Tigers have been outstanding, as you saw in that graphic in this quarter, have not yielded a touchdown. Rattery, number 47, the tight end at the top. Here comes pressure, can't get there. Landry Jones, but short of the first down is Kenny Stills.
Boy, Kenny Stills does a good job of using his body on that quick slant. You got to get the football to the receiver as fast as you can, let him be able to make a catch, maybe break a tackle, but this time Stills just catches the ball, uses his body, and embraces it, gets close to the first down.
Now here's where the Tigers have been so tough in the red zone and in the third quarter. Stoops checks that clock. Jones has the play, 3rd down and 3. Fires, first down. They went back to Cameron Kinney, the senior receiver, for the 1st and goal.
That is a big-time throw and a great catch by Kinney. That ball is thrown to the inside. Tight coverage by the senior Geddes, but Kinney does a good job of using his hands
to secure that football. Good throw and even a better catch by the senior.
First and goal, and Demarco Murray, the touchdown maker, is right behind Landry Jones. Gets the call. Here he comes, left side, and he's short. Second down and goal. Simmons making the play.
Pretty good play by Simmons, the safety coming up in run support. The Tigers, they may be inside the 5-yard line, but this Tigers defense not giving up yet.
Play action, fire top, touchdown. We are tied as he hits James Hanna.
They lulled him to sleep, and this time Hanna right in front of you, gets right behind coverage. Remember Simmons, 9, had made such a good play the previous play against the run. This time he gets caught up into thinking about the run, and Hanna, the tight end, slips right behind him, and it's a good call on second down by Kevin Wilson. Instead of waiting for third down, they make the proper call on second down with an aggressive play call, and they're an extra point away from taking a lead.
Jimmy Stevens, the extra point. And Oklahoma takes the lead in Columbia. 2:48 remaining in the third. Well, 2:48 remaining in the third quarter, and the number 1 team in the BCS rankings, Oklahoma, with its first lead of the night, 21-20. Landry Jones and the team comes right down the field with an impressive drive. And now O'Hara, and it'll be fielded at the 3 by Marcus Murphy. And Murphy upended, keeps going, maintains his balance, and he's out to the 26.
There's that spread look from Missouri.
All across the board. Back now is Gabbert, wants to go deep, got a man wide open, is Kemp, Wes Kemp. And again, he has been able to strike deep against his second. 36 yards on that play. So we have come to the end of the third. Oklahoma, the number 1 team, leads, but only by 1. And this presentation of Saturday Night Football, presented by Southwest Airlines, returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Incidentally, those 6 columns, campus icon here, once stood as the academic hall. It burned down in 1892, and only those 6 columns survive. If we take a look at the Pacific Life game summary for the 3rd straight week, a number 1 ranked team in the nation, Oklahoma, under pressure here.
And what doesn't show up here in our Pacific Life game summary are the miscues by Oklahoma. They've really had some chances. Missouri's defense has made plays when they've had to down in the red zone the way they have all year. Oklahoma very fortunate to be up 21-20 considering all the mistakes they've made.
Josie, the freshman, in the middle. There's a hole across midfield and still going to the 45-yard line. So we have raved about the Oklahoma freshman, but this Missouri freshman has got a burst. 15.
Offensive line controls things up front. They spread the linebackers out of the box. You have to be able to line up and defend against the pass. You get the numbers that you need in the box. That's something that Missouri always looks for. If they have the numbers, they have to have the ability to run the football.
Now, Herbie, as you mentioned, 27. Proctor did not wrap him up well on that replay. First down and 10. Gabbert is back in the gun. Steps up, steps away. Nobody open. He'll take off. And he picks up about 7 yards before he steps out of bounds. He's a kind of a runner who can hurt you. He can pick up the first down. Doesn't have breakout on top speed. Not like one of the spread quarterbacks such as those that play out in Oregon. Right. But he can be very lethal. He's a very smart quarterback.
He's deceptive with his speed at 6'5", and if you leave him alone and you're so concerned about all the receivers in the game, he's got enough speed to be able to take advantage of some space as he did right there.
Such a different looking formation than what they feature out at Oregon with the running back and the quarterback. Here they spread the field. Fire complete. Breaks out as Jackson. Touchdown. Missouri regains the lead. And another number 1 in deep trouble. 38 yards for the go-ahead score.
Blaine Gabbert to Gerald Jackson.
This is a textbook on how not to tackle. Watch Jonathan Nelson, number 3, coming in. Goes for the knockout punch. Doesn't bring his arms with him to wrap up Jackson. Just tries to explode through the receiver. Doesn't try to wrap him up. And a good, talented receiver like Jackson is able to take on the blow, stay up, keep his balance, and then go into the end zone.
They're going to go for 2 right now. Fumble, and they won't get it. Gabbert bobbled the ball. He was going to keep it on a running play, lost the handle.
Two-point conversion failed.
Seen a couple times tonight, Brent, where Gabbert just, he's coming off of that play action. I mean, coming off of the play fake, trying to get underneath the defender. If he would have been able to hold on to the football, he had a shot. But how about the arm strength on that touchdown pass to Jackson?
He does have that fastball.
1580 AM and 93.
Missouri leads it. 12:43 to go. Another barn burner involving a number 1.
And number 17.
Sellout crowd here in Columbia, Missouri. It's a sea of old gold. And the alums are really enjoying this. And here comes Madu out. 20. Breaks the tackle. Penalty flag. A penalty flag comes flying. Madu to the 34-yard line.
During the return, holding number 25 of the receiver. 10 yards from spot of foul. First down.
Oklahoma, the number 1 team, needing a drive, and it's picked off. Intercepted. The second interception, and Xavier Gooden read this perfectly on the throw to the fullback and made an athletic interception.
I think he predetermined where he wanted to go with his football. And how about Smith getting a hand on the ball and deflected, but Gooden focused, does a good job in coverage, is able to come up with a pivotal interception for this Missouri defense.
12 and a half minutes now, and Missouri will take over just outside the red zone for Blaine Gabbert from the 22. Will Pinkel dial up an attack of the end zone right away? 5 receivers. Gabbert is back, fires up to the far side, and Jackson, who scored the touchdown, picks up about 7 yards inside the 15-yard line, and here come the Tigers.
More miscommunication for this Oklahoma defense. And that time, Tony Jefferson running onto the field late, trying to get over on the left side of the defense. Some of these defensive backs right now looking over and shrugging their shoulders, wondering about the coverage.
Second down and 3. Lawrence checks in as the running back. Gabbert fires. There's the hook and ladder. And here comes Lawrence down the side. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown. How about that? Agnew to Lawrence.
This is what you call playing to win. David Yost, the offensive coordinator, unbelievable call, and may have stepped out of bounds. We'll have to take another look at that, but what a call. Well, to get the ball back to one of your skill people, Lawrence, who's got speed.
This is going to be real close.
Runner stepped out of bounds. First down.
That's a good call.
They're saying that he stepped out right here. Coming up. That toe right there.
They made the right call in the field. They didn't even need to go upstairs. But what about the call by David Yost? Capitalizing, they get the big turnover. They go with a hook and lateral, throwing it a little. I always think of Nat Moore. Was it Tony Nathan back in the day when the Miami Dolphins?
No, there's only one hook and ladder you should be remembering.
Oh,
and Oklahoma should too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, the Boise State hook and ladder.
Yeah.
That was the one in the Fiesta Bowl. Devin Moore now is the running back alongside. Here's a handoff. Devin throwing for a loss that time, and Sam Proctor came up, and he did make a fine play that time. Filling in for Carter. This was a good play by 27.
Yeah, Proctor maybe starting to feel a little bit better. Second series that he's been into this game. Again, he's played some football. He knows what his assignment is. It's a matter of just getting the right call, getting lined up, and being able to execute. He's still waiting on the call.
Pinkel knows one thing. Do not squander a field goal if you get down here to third down. Do not throw it away under any circumstance. Gabbert dives for the end zone, and he's short. They'll get one more crack at it, and then a field goal that could put them up by 8.
You can see that this is clearly a read. This is kind of the play that they wanted to go with. Beal followed the back. Maybe Oklahoma underestimating the speed of Gabbert. He pulls that, cuts underneath the block, and then almost is able to get into the end zone. Good job that time. Nice read by Blaine Gabbert. Comes close to getting the football into the end zone for a big lead for Missouri.
Tim Barnes the center. The Webbles is the guard on the right, and Palmgren on the left. And there's that familiar formation. They don't have a power eye. They never run it. And this sets up the field goal. Jeremy Beal makes the stop on Devin Moore. Crowd did not like that play call. But the one thing that Missouri did not want to squander here with a 3-point coming up now with their very good field goal kicker.
Absolutely, Brent, and really a slow developing play with the speed of Beal. Really, that play never had a chance. Just took too long for the right tackle and the right guard to come around. Beal came down and blew it up.
23-yarder now. And Russell nails it. What a weapon he is. One of the best kickers in the Big 12. Will it be 3 straight weeks that number 1 has gone down? So this is one of the largest homecomings in the country. Here at Missouri, they say they invented the tradition. And a huge crowd on hand here. And it'll come out on the 20-yard line. 71,004 on hand here today, and Demarco Murray will be right behind Landry Jones. 9:44 to go. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. Murray flares left side, got it on one hopper, won't catch that.
You know, the Oklahoma offense last time out, of course, they had the interception by Jones. But look, Brent, the entire year, it's uncharacteristic of Bob Stoops. His teams have been outscored 60-24 in the fourth quarter in the year.
They had big leads, Herbie, in several of those games, and they went flat. 2nd down and 10, but they managed to hang on. As here is Murray. One thing stands out. As you look at the 2009 season, we all know about the injuries, but there's one other thing about Stoops in Oklahoma. They did not play well away from Norman, Oklahoma. They had enormous problems on the road. For example, in Lubbock, they were beaten 41-13. That's just an example of their troubles on the road. And here tonight, they're down 29-21, deflected, incomplete. On that 3rd down, Kenny was the intended receiver. And here it comes, 4th and 6 with 9 minutes to go. They'll have to punt it away.
Brent, they've been doing this all night. Defensive ends, like a zone pressure. They're just faking like they're going to rush. They drop back, zone pressure, and then they just sit in the throwing lane in the window of the quarterback on those quick throws, those slants that Oklahoma likes to throw so much. Dave Steckel, good job of taking away the easy underneath routes of Landry Jones tonight.
So the injured Carter. Geddes is back deep to return. Trustway punting it. Gets it off. And it hits a Sooner at about the 23-yard line. And so when you come back, that's where Blaine Gabbert and the Tigers will have it. Number 1 in trouble for the 3rd straight week. So here's your story. A couple of weeks ago, Alabama went into South Carolina. They were upset. Ohio State moved to 1 last Saturday night. They were dumped. Here tonight, as we switch to the BCS rankings from the AP, Oklahoma number 1. They're down 8 here in the 4th quarter. And Gabbert back in the gun. With the field spread, he's going to flash it off to the side now. They'll go to work on that screen game. And they pick up a couple of yards on that pass to young Murphy out there. You know, Herbie, if you go back to just the Associated Press poll, the last time that research could find that there were 3 consecutive weeks in which the top-ranked team in the nation fell, 1960. Minnesota went down. Then it was Iowa. They went down. And would you believe it? Missouri was the 3rd number 1 ranked team, and they went down. That's a big milestone for the Herbstreit family, huh?
That was my dad's senior year.
Absolutely, at Ohio State. Here's the handoff now to Devin Moore. Moore crashes through. Got a 1st down. Breaks the daylight. Wrapping up the ball. Back on the field is Quentin Carter defensively. He was trying to strip him, and they could not. Devin Moore takes it to the Sooners 36 on a 39-yard run.
Good block here by Tim Barnes, and Dan Hull's leading the way. But right here, Oklahoma starts to not only have poor tackling, they're trying to strip the ball. Moore keeps his feet moving and picks up another 20 yards. Poor tackling this time by Tom Ward, who had a chance. Quentin Carter, who's back in the game. Fleming getting dragged along. Jonathan Nelson got another 15 or 20 yards.
Gabbert back with the field spread again. Looking downfield, fires middle, got another one. Inside the 20 to T.J. Moe, making a living tonight, going right down the middle of the field against the Sooners.
Interesting this time that Quentin Carter was a little hesitant to come up to make the play. Watch 20 this time. Remember, he slows down a little bit. One time he got called for a 15-yard penalty for a helmet-to-helmet. Another time he came in with his shoulder, and I think he got a bit of a stinger. That time hesitant and allowed Moe to make the catch.
Gabbert has thrown for better than 300 yards here tonight as he picks up 18 more. Runs up on the handoff, and here's Josie, short of the end zone.
Boy, this offensive line, I said it in the first series. The difference between the games when Chase Daniel was here and what we're seeing tonight is the Missouri offensive line, a veteran group, taking control of this game and giving this running game enough. Missouri has 154 yards rushing tonight against the Sooners.
Fisher, Palmgren, Barnes, Webbles, and Hope. Here's the Tiger. They're going to direct snap it now to James Franklin. He can run it out of it. Here's their formation. Here he comes. And he is stopped as he keeps on running for the end zone. Arms aren't up yet. There's the touchdown signal by the line judge. That is freshman James Franklin. He's a young man from Texas, and he ran him in to run the Tiger. They told us yesterday, watch for this formation, and David Yost pulls the trigger.
Don't look now, but the old Missouri Tigers sitting at 11, if they hold on here, are undefeated, and when you knock off number 1, you're going up. Got Nebraska next week.
36-21.
Missouri, 36.
So you can take a look at what Missouri has accomplished in the fourth quarter already. 16 points. Oklahoma scoreless. They lead at 36-21. Fumble. Picked up by Madu. In trouble. Battles his way back. Got the far side. Got an alley. Madu will cut to the middle. Shake and bake. Could go the distance. And he is down to the 15-yard line. A remarkable return.
Brent, how many times in your amazing career have you seen this happen on a kickoff?
Time after time.
A guy misses it. It looks like it's going to be a big turnover. Everybody gets out of their lanes. He moves around like it's backyard football, and then there's nobody left to be able to slow him down. Missouri fortunate that they had some hustle from a couple guys, and they were able to come up with a play. Kip Edwards saved the touchdown, and this is a very interesting game. There's still 6 minutes to go in this game.
Absolutely. A strike here, and Oklahoma's right back in it. Their last 3 drives, punt, interception, punt. But now they've got a golden opportunity to get right back in the thick of things here. Jones, under pressure, has to throw it away, and there's a penalty flag. If there was no receiver there, that's intentional grounding. Pressure from Gooden, number 25, the sophomore from Texas.
Holding on the defense. Penalty being forced half the distance to the goal line. First down.
So defensive holding, and the Sooners move a little bit closer here to the 7-yard line.
They're going to call that on Will Ebner, 32, right there. He gets a hold of Demarco Murray. See him holding on to Murray? Murray doesn't even have the football yet. He just grabs a hold of him. He knew it was coming. He just ended up getting there a little bit prematurely.
First down and goal for the Sooners, who still have time to have a say in who's number 1 next week. Millard, touchdown, Oklahoma. They come back to the freshman fullback from Columbia, Missouri, right here.
Boy, talk about taking advantage of an opportunity. The big return by Madu, a couple penalties against Missouri, and the offensive line gets a push. That's something we've not seen a lot of. They took control of things up front, got to push. Millard easily goes into the end zone.
So now they go for 2. Landry Jones with Demarco right alongside. Remember, the Sooners are down to only 1 timeout remaining in this game. Rolls in Broyles' direction. Fires deflected. Broyles on the tip. Incomplete. Field judge is right there. Off the ground. No catch.
I know it's a different end zone and a different set of teams, but I remember you made a call, I think it was 97 with Nebraska and Missouri on a big tip. That was a crucial point when Matt Davidson ended up catching the ball for Nebraska. Here a tip looked like Broyles may have a chance.
Into the football. Wow. May have caught the turf.
Wow, that was closer than I thought. Somehow that ball got into Kenny Stills. That is a great effort by Ryan Broyles. They're not even reviewing this yet. Now there the ball looks like it hit the ground.
The point of the football struck the ground, incomplete, and so it is 36-27.
But it turned like that. I mean, it's still 9, still 2 possessions.
And the hands team for Missouri quickly comes on the field, expecting the onside kick at the 6-minute mark. Because remember, OU still needs 2 scores. They trail it by 9.
Only down to 1 timeout. Had to burn a couple timeouts.
Press way for the onside.
The flag down. Looks like maybe.
Did it go 10?
Well, one of the Oklahoma coverage guys may have been offsides before the kick.
Illegal touching. So here we come.
Offsides on the kicking team. That penalty is declined. There was an illegal touch. It will be Missouri's ball at the spot of that touch. After the play, unsportsmanlike, number 29 in Missouri. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So Jackson was involved. Stoops is now upset on the other side. Oklahoma in need of a Sooner miracle. Devin Moore. Whistle down. It'll be second down. Oklahoma without timeout.
Missouri just trying to work this clock down best they can. The stadium starting to realize that, you know what, it's almost a reality. It's not a dream. What a scene this morning we had to start off today with College Game Day. Just amazing turnout.
One of our fine executives, John Walsh, graduated from Missouri, and he's here for homecoming. He's decked out in all the colors. He came in at halftime. He was a nervous Nelly. I said, you got a chance. No, we don't have any kind of a chance at all. Oklahoma's too good. He's got to be. There they go. They've had it their way with that offensive line, Herbie. You've talked about them. Hoke, Webbles, Barnes, Palmgren, Fisher. Can't say enough about those fellas down there.
This is a different Missouri team. For Nebraska, and Bo Pelini sure at home watching this game after their victory today. Missouri has a different look and a different feel. There's a confident quarterback in Gabbert, but they're more physical. And it's going to take that kind of effort again next week as they go up against the Cornhuskers on the road especially.
And Josie's in. I see that Miners is one of the offensive linemen now. And the freshman just hanging on to the ball inside of a minute. And Missouri, it's been a long time, a real long time, since the Tigers have celebrated a win over Oklahoma. For Gary Pinkel, this will be the first time that he will have beaten the Sooners. Lost a couple of Big 12 championships to him. You can just imagine the feeling. He'll never betray it. He's the calmest of guys, and he has done a fabulous job of putting this program back together here in Columbia. Remember the first couple of years here, he was under enormous pressure.
This team, not only are they going to win this game, it's the way they go about their business. It's a well-coached football team. They've been waiting for their opportunity to capitalize on a situation like this against a powerhouse like Oklahoma. Sooners came in #1 in the BCS standings, but it's not just that they won the game, it's how they went about and took care of this football game tonight.
One of the great nights in Missouri football history. They were able to close the deal. And Oklahoma came back at them in the third quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, Missouri just seized control. And you could almost see the emotion on his face.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Bob Stoops has to put the franchise back together again. Way too many mistakes for an Oklahoma football team. Man, this crowd.
First down and 10, Oklahoma. From their own 20-yard line.
Demarco Murray cuts the daylight, tripped up, still running, tries to get wide, and there he laterals it off, gets Broyles. Broyles comes back the other way, but it's not going to matter. The students have come on the field, and they shouldn't do that. That'll do it. The students came on the field too early now.
The Missouri Tigers, 36.
I don't know that it's going to matter, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think this crew is going to get them back off the field.
What happened to that announcement?
The goalposts are coming down. They've been lowered.
See how long until we can't see any more AstroTurf.
You can just imagine the thoughts that Coach Pinkel has. His first win against either Oklahoma or Texas, as a matter of fact. Let's go down to Aaron Andrews with Coach Pinkel. Aaron.
Well, first of all, congratulations are in order. Please tell me, where does this win rank for you?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, it's gigantic. It's been a long time coming. Oklahoma's a great team, and we're fortunate to told our team at halftime, this is a battle. I mean, we're playing a great team that wins, and it's not easy. And so I'm just real proud of our football team, and this is great for our fans, Missouri fans, and Columbia and the state of Missouri, too.
What does this mean to the program? They didn't listen about not coming on the field, by the way.
Well, we kind of use that respect factor. We kind of threw it out to them quite a bit, and the kids battled through, so it's a great win.
Well, Blaine, there was a nice moment here when your head coach came over. What did he say to you?
It's an instrumental win for this program, and we've worked hard for this, and all we had to do was believe.
I have to ask you guys, the one group that I talked to yesterday that said we've been taking a back seat to the offense in this game, the defense. Why were things working for the defense today?
Well, you know, I think we had to deal with all the momentum that they had out there, but the turnovers, and we had some great stops in the second half when we needed them.
What was the key for the offense? You guys were so balanced throughout the night as well.
Field position. The defense did a great job winning the turnover battle. And I believe that's 29 straight wins that we win the game if we win the turnover battle.
Congratulations. Stay safe out here, guys. All right, Brian.
And the souvenirs head on out.
Local establishment, here they come.
And Herbie, here are our standings now.
Yeah, look at Missouri.
Look who's at number one in the South.
Look at Missouri. Take a step back for a second there. But Missouri, of course, at the top, undefeated. Have Nebraska. We've been talking about that. On the road next week in Lincoln. Just makes that game that much bigger for Missouri.
36-27 is our final score. Thanks for watching ESPN on ABC. Another number one has bitten the dust. Down goes Oklahoma. Now we take it to Times Square for the Ford wrap-up. Take it away, Robert Flores. Some scene here in Columbia.